We're on this computer. Hello. So, our team, including myself, Wahaj, Anna Borges, Spencer, and Mandeep, are going to be presenting our web application called NutriLog. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to share my screen. All right. So here is NutriLog. We have a short presentation, and we have the actual web application. So let's start with the presentation. Yeah. So what was the prompt? The prompt was food deserts are communities without access to food with nutritional value. How can we provide communities with the means to access this nutrition? What were the goals? Food deserts sometimes do not have availability of certain foods with necessary nutrients. We want to provide those alternate food options for reaching the necessary nutrients. And we want to do this provide a written or typed in grocery list or some type of list that with the food items on it, uh, and it would do the proceeding. Where did we get the inspiration? One inspiration was through Lose It. When we were brainstorming, we saw Lose It, and it was a little complicated for food editors, so we wanted to simplify it. We checked out Who's Health Checker, and we used its card design in our NutriLog's results page. And we used the API food data as well as Cloud Vision data. So what was our process? We had two teams. One was the front end and dealing with like interface, and the back end was functionality. And the roles are listed here. But we had the actual websites, and then the push and pull request with the APIs, and dealing with the written lists, and then functionality in Django, which is the platform software we used. And I think that is there's some process that is extra. So we also used GitHub and Heroku to host the actual web application. And now I'm just going to present it to you. So I'll do this. And, so first thing I'll do is I'll do a quick look at this. There's like the main homepage, and you can either upload a photo or use a typed one. So I'll start with the upload and just go there. And so basically you just have to choose a file, and I'll show you the file that I'm using. It's located right here. It looks like this. And this was handwritten out. And we're going to use the Google Cloud Vision API to help us add that to our web application. So let me do that. So I believe it is this one. Yep. I just open it. So now it's opened and then uploaded. So it will try to take all these items, and as you can see, it has the displayed here, and it has their carb value, it has their protein value, their sugar value, so a lot of macros, and then it gives a suggestion if that is not present in the place that they exist. So recommendation is Italian white bread, and we want to um, and yeah, so if you go to this, if I show you the photo again, bread, pizza, water, cookies, broccoli, spinach are all listed, and they're all have shown up now here. So this was done through the Google Cloud Vision API. And so water, of course, there isn't really a replacement, but other than that, like everything else has substitutes that people could use if one thing is not existent in that area. It's really cool. Yeah, spinach, cherry, almond, bouquet, broccoli, has like Brussels sprouts. Yeah. So I'm gonna move on, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a type, typed in list. So I'll do that right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna type in red, add that. I'm gonna do broccoli, add that, and then we're gonna do cookies, add that, and then we're gonna do spinach soup. Add that, and orange. And this is a fully functional tool, for typing and also for uploading images. So now we'll do the same thing, and now we just have it uh, done through that. So same currents has like the example recommendation on the back and the macros in the front. Yeah, and yeah, that's pretty much the basis of our website. And there's an about page, kind of giving a description about how it was done. Yeah, so I'll stop there with that. And yeah, so I'll go back to homepage as well. Actually, we'll leave it there. So going back to this, challenges, limitations. We had some branching issues with GitHub. We had some issues of lost code, but we were able to save that code in Google Drive and Google Docs. And we ran out of calls in one of the APIs, so we had to switch to a different API. And we could not download Django, pip, and Python, but we did figure out a way to pass that. Accomplishments: we successfully integrated Google Nutrition API. We hosted it on Heroku. We had a GitHub repository successfully merged. HTML CSS design was good, and Django worked well. And what we learned, there's a lot of things with time management, team building skills that come with this. And um, we learned that, like, you have to keep everyone in check and keep merging and keep making sure that everything is coordinated well. And we developed skills in GitHub, Django, Heroku, Python API, and others in HTML, CSS. Yeah. Spencer?
Yeah, one issue that we had a lot on the back end was serving the user recommendations for the foods that they inputted. We had to use Django and the food nutrition database to find foods that were similar, but that also weren't too similar that they were useless.
Yeah, and I was in charge of a lot of the back end and especially deploying to Heroku. And it was actually a challenge to integrate the Google Cloud Vision AI into Heroku because I needed to have like a specific key basically. And I essentially solved that by adding different configs in Heroku that could allow me to access the Google AI.
Yeah. And Anna?
And yeah, I learned a lot about front end. Before this project, I only knew Java, and through this project, I learned a lot about CSS and HTML and how to use them in order to make a website. So that's something really interesting, and now I have 3 languages on my resume, which is really nice.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Anna. And Spencer and Mandeep as well. So yeah, it was a lot of our first hackathon. I think it went well. We had a fully functional product. Overall, it's great. And these are the resources we use. Just compile them into a doc. And thank you for so much for tuning in and listening to this. And I hope you enjoy our web application NutriLog, and hope it can help food deserts throughout the globe in the future. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Just pause. Stop.